September 21st, 2022. This is the Reptile Room Tour. First snake on the list is a freaking psychopath. He's the monocle cobra. His name is Bullseye. He's about 2 years old. He always makes a mess when coming out because, you know, he's not the nicest snake, but he definitely is one of the prettiest. The little circle on the back of his hood right there is why they call him a monocle cobra. The ones that have two of them are called spectral cobras, Indian cobras. But these guys from Asia, around there, they are that's probably the most venomous snake I have in this room. He's pretty bad. You don't want to get hit by him. He's a cobra, so it's a neurotoxin. It's like a Naha toxin, something like that, and it's one of a kind basically. So you don't want to get bit here where they're not local. It's not a good situation. That, on the other hand, is a eastern diamondback rattlesnake. He is local. You can find these in the US. His name is Bojangles. He's about 2 years old. He's probably one of my favorite natives that we have in the collection. He is very, very spicy. He does not like people that much at all. But he is gorgeous. He is one of my favorite all-time snakes. Like, even as a kid, one of my favorite snakes. They are the biggest rattlesnake in the world, almost 8 feet. Pretty freaking big. They'll get big around as this. So, I mean, it's like, I don't even know, pretty thick. Not as thick as this guy though. I don't think they're gonna get as big as him. That's a gaboon viper from West Africa. They have the biggest fangs in the snake world. Don't want to get hit. They have the largest venom yield of snakes too. So it's not something that you want to get hit by in the US or anywhere, but especially not here, because they're not here. So there is no anti-venom. If you go to the hospital, nobody goes to the hospital and gets a gaboon viper bite treatment. So they're not gonna know what to do when it comes to this guy. His name is Joe Dirt. And what he's doing right now is saying, hey, you know, don't mess with me. You hear me. He's trying to show you he's big and bad and he's loud and he wants to be left alone. He's gonna sit there and rely on his camouflage more than anything. And he probably won't even strike because he's not too much of a striker, really. He just sits there. He's a big slug. He's a big venomous slug. Up here is a Tokai gecko. I'm gonna bend this camera just a little bit so I can give you a closer look. But these dudes are super beautiful, but they have some really bad biting power. He is freaking gorgeous. I don't have a name for him or anything yet. He terrifies me. Not terrifies me, but pretty close to it. Those dudes usually require stitches. So I've heard. I don't know. I've never found out for myself, and I really don't want to. That about does it for that side. So now we're gonna move to this side. This right here are the African bush vipers. They're little dragons. Woo! He is so freaking adorable. They're tiny, but they're deadly. The other one is in here. It's the female, that's his girlfriend. They're both green. I'll try to throw a picture or something of both of them. But that one right there is the male. Now, these dudes came from Pennsylvania, also from convict venoms. Brandon, shout out to you, homie. They are freaking amazing. Couldn't ask for anything better. Eating off the bat, shedding. Perfect health, just like the cobra I got from him. Perfect condition. Never had a problem. This dude right here is a little California king snake I got from my little brother from Rhino's Reptile No, rhinos, reptiles, or rodents. Yeah, I said that right. He's from Columbus, Mississippi. So if you're down here and you want a good colubrid snake or just about any kind of non-venomous snake, he can probably do it. He's a really good guy. He sells a lot of rodents, rats, all sorts of stuff. See him at just about every show I go to. So I've been knowing him for a little bit. Super good snakes though. Snakes that you've never even heard of, like a whole bunch of hybrids and everything with corn snakes, milk snakes, there's all sorts of stuff. And sorry, I'm trying to get my little guy out here. There he is. The hognose. This is the western hognose. It's a male. Picked him up from Reptile. I don't remember who. I can't remember who bred this little dude. But he is freaking gorgeous. I'm trying to show you his stomach right now. If he'll let me. There it is. It's like yellow and black checkers. It is absolutely gorgeous. These dudes are mildly venomous, not too bad at all. They'd have to chew on you. They're rear fang venomous, so even their venom is not even, it's not that bad unless you're allergic to it. And the only real way that you find out if you're allergic is if you get bit. I ain't never been bit though. He's never struck at me. Hognose don't like to bite. They will puff out and flare out just like the gaboon viper does. He'll puff up and he will hiss really, really big. Those dudes though, these hognoses, they'll play dead. So they'll play possum, they'll yell at you. They'll do anything that they can try to do to not bite you. So, great beginner snake, hognose. Make note of that. This guy right here, if I can get the camera angle, is Graham. Everybody knows Graham. Everybody loves Graham. Had Graham for about 8 years now. I think he's about 14. He was a rescue. He originally came from Horn Lake, Mississippi. And then it went to my cousins, and then I got it from my cousins in 2015, 2016, something like that. Probably before that, actually. I don't know. But everybody loves Graham. He's never struck at anybody. That snake makes all of these snakes look adorable to people who don't like snakes. So he is a teaching tool. He has made countless number of people not afraid of snakes and appreciative of snakes. So he's a really big ambassador for snakes. Now, this guy is also a python just like Graham. But this is a ball python. This is as big as he's gonna get. This little dude is a baby. These guys can get over 20 feet long. Absolutely insane. But these are Burmese pythons. This is the male. He's a full albino. I got him from Relentless Serpents in Greenville, I think, or Indianola. I don't know. I don't know where he's located, but somewhere from the Mississippi Delta. That's all that matters. Absolutely gorgeous. Probably the most gorgeous freaking Burmese pythons I've ever seen. It's produced by Garrett at Relentless Serpents. I'm sorry, but he's got some beautiful snakes, and they're all healthy. You can't ask for a better snake. And they're not bitey either. They're worked with. He works with them. They don't bite. I can just reach in here and pick up this female like nothing. A normal Burmese python. Little female. She's so cute. She is the same exact age as my other guy over there. So hopefully we'll get some clutches out of them next 3 or 4 years. I don't know. Who knows? She'll get pretty big, and he will too. They'll both get pretty big pretty quick. But anyways, I think this is our last venomous snake. This is gonna be a prairie rattlesnake. Her name's Caroline. They're from just like the west side of the U.S., kind of the north, not really north, but northwestern region, maybe Colorado area. You can find them in there. All of this is from Colorado. Everything in here is all real except for the bowl and fake plants, but everything else in here you see is from Colorado. Like that's from Red Rocks, that's from Garden of the Gods, that's from Pikes Peak. Everything in here has a meaning to it. It's a really special build, so really proud of that tank, and I'm also really proud of these. Just about everything else here is going to be outside. We don't keep too many outside, and they don't stay outside all the time at all. They just stay outside while the weather's good and while we're home. This is our first guy right here. His name is Jerry Wayne. Jerry Wayne's an African spurred tortoise, otherwise known as the sulcata. I think he's about 4 or 5 years old. We got him a couple months ago. He loves scratches and he loves collard greens and tomatoes. He's pretty picky, but this is his little area outside, his little play area, I guess you would say. And then over here we have another turtle. We have our own pond, and I don't even see her. Also had the top off all day, so I got leaves and all sorts of stuff. This is Aunt Jemima. She's a southern cottonmouth. These snakes are freaking awesome, and I'll tell you why. It's because they're docile. They're not gonna chase you like everybody says they are. They're docile. This is a teddy bear. Now, I'm not gonna say that they've never struck at you or popped their mouth open at you or anything. They're scared. They are scared of you because 9 times out of 10, you're trying to kill them. So that's why they bite. Most of the people that get bit do so trying to kill the animal. If you would back up and leave this dude alone, it'd save you a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of hassle. They're quicker than you think. She's a slow slug right now, but she could pop like in less, I think it's 3 times faster than the blink of your eye. That's how fast that these snakes can strike. If you respect them, they'll respect you. They don't want to bite you. It does not taste good for snakes to bite you. They don't want to waste their energy. They are super stinky though. They smell horrible. It is the nastiest snake I have out of all the collections. People say cobras are nasty. These little dudes are nasty. My cobra does not, it doesn't even compete. She has to have something in her cage. And by something, I mean piles of bathroom material. You got to clean it out every 2 or 3 days, or else your whole house is going to smell. And they just have a stench to them. They're not the most cuddly animal, and they're not the best animal to have. I wouldn't have one as a pet unless you're going to teach with it like we're doing. These are not pets. Do not put this in your house. Do not keep this to look at. They smell awful. They're very nasty snakes. Now, if a lot of people have a lot more experience than me with these guys, that's fine. In my opinion, these guys are not a good snake to keep. They're really good eaters. They're docile, but good God, do they smell. And it's not smell here a couple days and smell here a couple days. They smell 24/7. That stench just never really goes away. It smells like body odor. And it's not musk either. Like, she's never musked, she's never struck, she's never done anything to try to hurt me. They just don't smell good. So keep that in mind if you ever want to venture into the cottonmouths or water moccasin, same thing. But these dudes, super docile. This is about as big as they get. She'll get a little bit bigger than this. This is maybe 3 feet. Maybe, on a, like, just saying stretched out, maybe 3 feet. They're not big. If you tell me you have an 8-foot water moccasin in your pond, I'm not going to believe you because it's not true. You're mistaking it. There's a lot of ignorance that goes about with these snakes. Most of the time, you're seeing a water snake or even a chicken snake. I've had a lot of people call me and tell me that they have an 8-foot water moccasin climbing up their porch or, you know, in their pond or in their house, and it ends up being a chicken snake or even like a garter snake or something. These guys, you see that stripe on the side of her face? See how it goes horizontally like this? A water snake will have stripes like this, vertical. These don't. That's a telltale sign. That's what I use first to identify these guys. They have their own body type. They have their own markings. Each snake will have different markings and even different colors. You can have a gray water moccasin, a black one, a brown one, even like an orangish tint to them. I've seen them with that. You can have white ones. You can have piebalds, which are white with patches. It's endless. You can have albino ones. You really got to know a snake's body, like a body language and just body type overall to identify these guys. They're magnificent snakes, and that's how we need to treat them. These also will eat dead fish, which a lot of snakes don't do. They're one of the only snakes that does it around here. But if they find like dead minnows or anything like that washed up, they'll eat it. It don't matter like if it's been dead for 3 or 4 days, they'll eat it. I've seen them do it. Not in my care, but I've seen them do it like in the wild. She's honestly a perfect snake, man. Except for she's nasty. She is gorgeous. She's never shows any hostility towards me. She's just freaking awesome. They're beautiful snakes. A lot of people do not like this snake though, just because of the name that goes with it and the fear. It's a lot of misinformation about these dudes. They do not chase you. This is a venomous slug, literally. It's not going to chase you. It would rather waste its energy on food or trying to eat than waste it on you. They don't care about you. Leave them alone. They don't care. Freaking gorgeous, man. She will eat just about anything too. Anything I put in that cage, she's like a garbage disposal. I just give it to her and she'll eat it right up. She's eating chicks, ducklings, rats, fish, anything. I could probably throw a chicken nugget in there, she'd probably eat it. I'm not gonna do that, but she probably would. But yes, this is Aunt Jemima, Southern Copperhead, one of my favorite venomous snakes in my collection. Just for the personality. She's awesome. Couldn't complain.